Imagine this. You are 7 months pregnant, waddling through house showing after house showing, only to find out that the house that you actually buy has these bright pink walls. Yes, I did say pink. So I want you to buckle up because this is going to be a roller coaster ride that you are not going to want to miss. And along the way, I am going to share with you maybe some lessons learned or some tips and tricks that can help you to avoid the same thing that happened to us when we bought our first house. And if you have any similar stories, I would love to hear about them so that I know I'm not the only one. When we first got married, we were very young. We were so thrilled to just have a one-bedroom apartment that was actually all our own. So the ideal dream home never really even occurred to us until we rented that first apartment, then we rented a house, then we rented another house, and we saw the things that we kind of wanted for a house that we would buy. So sometimes you may not even know what you're looking for until you have a couple of those experiences showing you what you actually need in your home. Now keep in mind, HGTV was not even a blip on the radar of any type of television, except for maybe Bob Villa, and he was fixing up old homes. So we really didn't know what we wanted, and we weren't buying our home by ourselves. We were actually buying with my sister, her husband, and her little boy. And so we didn't go for the typical starter home. We were buying a larger home to fit two families. So it looked a little bit different than maybe your typical first-time home buyer. Now, there is a reason that you do not see a lot of pregnant women probably shopping for homes in July, and it's because it is too darn hot outside. So if I could give you my first tip, it would be, if you know that you are looking for a home and yes, you happen to be pregnant, the sooner that you can start looking, the better. Because you don't want to make the same mistake that I did and let my husband pick our first house, because that's where the pink walls come from. Just wait, you'll hear more about that later on. Okay, and we want to make sure that we're starting this search with realistic expectations, so that you have a plan when you start this search. We had no plan, and you really could tell because we didn't even consider what the lifestyle looked like for where we wanted to shop or where our future children were going to go to school. We simply said, yep, it has 4 bedrooms, it has this many bathrooms, we can live with it. Well, that's not where you want to end up with something that you can live with. You want to take all of these things into consideration, including how close are the grocery stores you want to shop at? How far is it for that commute? And is that commute time twice as long when you're coming home as it is when you're going to work in the morning? Consider all of these things before you make that leap. So what part of your lifestyle is completely non-negotiable? Let me know in the comments, because I want to see if it's the same as my non-negotiable. So this was an absolute fail on my part. I remember seeing our home the first time the day we got our keys to move in. And yes, this is when I discovered that the walls in this house were pink. No denying it. Well, I mean, except my husband denied it. He said that it was because the floors were so red, that crimson red carpet, that it was reflecting pink onto the walls. I mean, we now know, especially him, that that is not the case. That does not happen. Red carpet does not cast a shadow of pink walls. But I highly recommend that seeing your home for the first time after you already put your down payment down and paid all the fees and now you're a homeowner, don't let that be the first time that you see your home in person. This video is all about me sharing my fails, but it's important because this is going to allow you not to make those same mistakes. So when we put in the offer on our home, we were told, listen, there are other offers on this property. You need to come in with your highest and best. And we were told, and it's good to have just this weird number so that it throws the seller. Like, there must be a reason you have this exact, like, 12547. Like, that is a real strategy. Well, I will tell you that is not a strategy. And we had no plan. And we didn't have an agent who was there to guide us through, that had a strategy for us so that we knew that we were presenting the best offer that we possibly could while staying within our budget. And speaking of budget, make sure that when you add up all of the fees that your home is going to cost you, that you're taking into consideration the rest of your lifestyle, because that is huge. You do not want to be house poor. You want to still have the option to go out for those really nice dinners to celebrate something special that happened. Maybe it's that job promotion, or you want to go on vacation and not worry about being able to make your mortgage. So keep in mind that budget, while may sound like a dirty word, it is going to give you a lot of joy in the long run while you're able to still do those other things that make you love your life. And let's not forget home inspections, because home inspections can really make or break a deal sometimes. So try as hard as you can not to fall in love with that house until that inspection clears. Because if you and the seller cannot agree on what needs to be fixed in order for you to feel comfortable moving forward with that sale, then you're going to walk away with this really sour taste in your mouth, and it may prevent you from being able to notice the next home that comes on the market that is going to be perfect for you and your family. By the way, I'm Eileen Guilbeault, your go-to real estate advisor for all things relocating to Las Vegas and real estate tips. If you're new here, welcome to the show. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you're notified every time a new video comes online. Let's talk moving day. Yes, I was still pregnant when we moved into this house, and moving day in and of itself is a chore. So I think honestly I may have blocked it out a little bit because I really don't remember moving much of anything. I took my normal position of supervising and telling people where to put things. But to make it easier on you, whether you're pregnant or not, make sure to donate, throw away, and pack before you move. That will make it so much easier when you are unpacking. So whatever you're not currently using that you don't foresee yourself using again in your next home, just donate it. And then you are going to run into so many things like my junk drawer that you should probably just pour the whole thing into the garbage can because there's probably not anything in there that I actually need any longer. So if you do that, you're gonna save yourself a lot of time. And then make sure that you're labeling those boxes more specifically than you think you need to. That way you can tell the movers, hey, I know exactly where each of these boxes go, and it will save you so much time. And you're probably wondering what happened with our pink walls. Well, let me tell you, they did not remain pink. They were painted immediately. And keep that in mind when you're looking for your home. There are a lot of things that can be remedied very easily, and you might be able to get a deal on the house because you can ask for a carpet credit, a flooring credit, a painting credit, and you can actually negotiate some of that even though they're very simple fixes. So I told you all about my secret that I found with the pink walls. So what is the quirkiest feature that you've ever seen in a home you've been shown? Let me know in the comments below. Now there are so many things after the fact that you can think of that you would do differently, right? Me too. I would make sure that I hired an agent who was going to come in with a strategy and a plan, because an agent who's experienced has done this dozens, if not hundreds of times. So they would be a great advocate to walk me through the process that I know absolutely nothing about. And I would make sure that I research the schools. And the thing that's weird about it is, yes, I was pregnant with my first child, but you literally blink and that baby is going to school. It happens so quickly. So even if you're not pregnant now or you don't have any kids, if you're thinking about it in the future, research those schools ahead of time so you know that if you stay in that house for 3, 5, 10 years, that you're in a good school zone for your future family. Another thing is there are always going to be external pressures. Those external pressures should not come from your realtor. Don't feel pressured to putting in an offer on a home you're not sure about. Don't feel pressured to put in an offer higher than the amount that you're comfortable paying, because there are always going to be other possibilities that come along. So sometimes we get a little bit excited and anxious and we jump too quick. Just take a minute, take it all in, and make sure that you're making the best decision. And then a few practical tips that you may not even think of is make sure that you get a home inspection, because everything can look good on the surface, but it's the things underneath some of those surfaces that we want to make sure are in really great working order so that you don't walk into a bunch of problems down the road. And while this may seem like a no-brainer, we did not get a home inspection on that first home. And you think morning sickness can sneak up on you that when you're least expecting it? Now let's talk about HOA fees or HOA rules and regulations. Those can be sneaky. So even though you may think you love this house, read those HOA guidelines in the resale package that you're given from the seller, just to make sure that they mesh with your idea of living comfortably in your home and in your neighborhood. And make a list. I am a sucker for a good list that you can check the boxes, because when you're starting your search to look for a home, there may be things you're not really even thinking about. So when you do think about it, like, oh, the home we're in right now doesn't have a walk-in pantry. That's really important to me. Make sure you add that to your list. If you want your laundry room on the same floor as all of the bedrooms, add it to your list. Even if it seems like maybe it's not really, important, it's important to you. So don't forget to add those things to a list so that when you're actually out in the wild looking for homes, you have that list with you to remember the things that are highly important to you. So if you enjoyed this roller coaster, make sure to like and subscribe, ring the bell so that you can join me on all of my fun adventures in the real estate world. And do you need more Las Vegas relocation guides or tips and tricks? Make sure to watch one of the videos on your screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you the next time.